Yay, I'm so happy to see all of you guys here today. Thank you so much for joining us. We are so happy to have you all, and I hope that you have enjoyed your lunch and your networking so far. We started Inspired Leaders 6 years ago, which is just wild to me. And it all kind of began when I wanted to quit my teaching job and start an investment company. Anybody else leave a safe corporate job and to start their business or to be in sales? It's really terrifying. But we live in the best community to build a business and a life for yourself and your family. And everybody in this room is proof of that, because we all want to see each other be successful, and we all want to connect with each other and help put each other in contact with whoever we need to talk to. And so one summer when school got out, I really wanted to quit my job, and I was determined to do so, but I had no idea how. But I knew Julie Peters and my best friend Jess and a few other people who were all in B&I groups. And so I started networking. And I met all these amazing people who were willing to help walk through this with me and encourage me to leave my job and encourage me to start this business, and made sure that I was connected with everybody I needed to be connected with so that I could successfully do that. And on that journey, I heard stories from so many doing just what I wanted to do, and leaving these safe jobs to get into sales or to start their business or whatever it was that they wanted to do differently in their lives. And so I would ask them how, and I would ask them why, and I would ask them if they were scared, and all of these questions. I am a question asker. If you've ever hung out with me or done business with me, you know that I ask 1,000 of them. And I really wanted to get to the bottom of this because I really wanted to start our business. And when I finally did take that leap of faith, we decided not too long afterwards to start Inspired Leaders. And when we first did that, it was really more like a tactical, like, this is how you negotiate, this is how you market, right? I needed that, and the people around me needed it too. But then it morphed into this really incredible place where people get up on this stage and they share their stories with everybody in attendance. But we ask them not to just come up here and share their rah-rah and share how successful they were. And yeah, I quit my job and it was great and I did awesome and look at me now, right? Like, we all know that there is so much in between those lines. We ask our speakers every single month to get up here on this stage and, excuse me, but share their shit. Tell us what you've been through. Tell us about your dark times. Tell us about what has been hard. Tell us about the things that you've had to navigate to get to where you are. And we ask them that because there is so much power in our story, and there is so much power in our darkness and in our tough days and in those hard times. And there is so much power when we share that with other people, and when we are vulnerable to say, man, I've struggled. Man, I was on the floor crying. Man, I, lost this or had to do that. Whatever it was, the gamut has been huge, the stories that people have told us. And it's really incredible because every single one of them can also stand on stage and say, but here I stand today. And I stand here because I've been through that. I stand here because I was supported. I stand here because I did this or changed that or, reflected on my faith, whatever it was that they share with us. And our hope is that every single month when you hear these stories and when you hear these people sharing their shit and sharing their triumph, that you all know you are not alone. Not in this life, not in your business, not in this community. You are not alone. And if you need a place to come to be around people who are real and raw and who are really going to share with you what it's like to be a business owner, to be in sales, to do life, and to do life with you when things are good and when things are not, you are in the right place. So thank you so much for coming to Inspired Leaders today. Thank you so much for us being here for 6 years. We are here still because of all of you and because of our incredible speakers who month after month raise their hands and say, yes, I will get up on stage and speak to a bunch of strangers I don't know and tell them all the things I have to tell them about how tough a road I've had. So thank you guys so much for being here today. You are why we are here, and you are why we keep going. So thank you. So I'm really excited today to introduce our speaker. So you may know that last month in July, we were supposed to have her speak, and a small little hurricane came through, and ruined all the things for quite some time. And this amazing woman, week of, we're checking in on each other and making sure that things are good to go and whatever, and trying to decide what to do about this event. And Shaundra was ready and willing and able to come up here on this stage and be here for all of y'all, even though she still did not have water or electricity on Wednesday of that week. But she was willing to do it. However, we had to make a decision as a team, and we decided to have Shaundra speak this month because really it's not fair to ask her to come up here and do that. And we also had no idea what last month was going to be like. So we turned Inspired Leaders into more of just a come together as a community. We had lunch, we did a little bit of networking, and then we were all just kind of able to be together and be cool and have running water for a little bit and just support each other. So Shaundra is an incredible woman, and it just has really been such a joy to get to know her. And she has a really beautiful story to share with us today. So I am thrilled that we are all here to be able to support her and be here to learn from her and grow all together. So please help me welcome Shaundra Dineen.
Oh, y'all got to do better than that. Good afternoon. There we go. The energy. What an amazing room of leaders. I am so excited to be here with you all this afternoon. As Elizabeth said, yes, I was willing to come here with my stinky self that had not had water or electricity for, almost a week at that point on last month. But she called and said, hey, let's just wait, give you time to take a bath, iron some clothes, and get here. So that brought us to this month. And I'm so excited to be here. To Andy and Elizabeth, thank you for creating this platform. Thank you for everyone being here. I was here for the birthday party when you celebrated 6 years, and I thought, what an amazing organization that has brought some amazing speakers to you. I know a few of them personally. So yeah, pressure for today. I'm so super excited to be here. I see a lot of friends in the room, so I got to say to my sister circle, thank y'all for coming and supporting little old me. Glad to see you. And then two very important people that are in the room today, y'all. My parents are here. They just happened to be in town celebrating their 51st wedding anniversary. So yeah, give them a round of applause. That's awesome. So I kind of twisted their arm to come sit and be a part of this day. So thank you for being here. My dad and my mom were the first to teach me of entrepreneurship. My dad was my first employer. He taught me the importance of connection with people and the importance of going to lunch at 12 o'clock straight up. My mom, we call her the OG of the group, and she taught me grit and what it means to really be intentional about what you do in business. So all of my business acumen, I owe to them at a very, very young age. So thank you, Mom and Daddy. Thank you. My daddy also had this saying that leaders are readers, and I got to share this story. It just came to my head, so I got to share it. That leaders are readers. I was probably in the 7th grade that summer, and there are two more of me. I have two younger brothers. My dad took our TV for a whole summer. A whole entire summer, like when summer was really from May to September, he covered the TV with a blanket, and he committed us to reading that summer. And we had a book a week that we had to read. On Thursday, we would come to the table for dinner, and we would listen to Chuck Swindoll and Focus on the Family, and we would have to deliver a book report. We had to write a book report, so it was written and oral. So we had to stand in front of the family and actually give a report. If I had not done that, I don't think I would be a speaker today. But he trained me not only for the profession that I have, but he also trained me to be an amazing woman that reads, because leaders are readers. So thank you for that, Daddy. Today, I want to have a conversation. I want to have a conversation with you around the topic of brokenness. Brokenness. Can everyone say that? Brokenness. I'm sure that every one of us in this room have a time that we could relate to being broken. If I were to pass a microphone through the audience and ask each one of you, have you had a time in your life where you felt broken? I'm sure you would say yes. And if you're the one person on your row that would say no, you're probably the most broken in the room, and you probably need a hug. Everyone deals with brokenness. So today I want to have a conversation around brokenness. Have you ever wondered, am I too broken to be put back together? Have you ever wondered that? Have you ever experienced challenges that were so hard that you wondered, is there still a purpose and a plan for my life? Anyone? Have you ever had so many struggles that you felt like, why do anything? Because one thing just feels like a tiny drop in a big ocean. Why do anything at all? Will it really matter? Is that some of you? Have you ever wondered if brokenness had a purpose, or is it a hindrance to God's plans and promises for your life? Have you ever wondered, can something beautiful come out of brokenness? We're going to talk about the beauty of brokenness today. Now, I come from a church background. My daddy is also a pastor, so it's something about standing on the stage and a pastor's in the front row that feel like you need to say something back to me, right? So if you will, today we're going to talk about the beauty of brokenness. Okay, one more time, because I think we all got it. The beauty of brokenness. Thank you. As someone who has experienced life through the lens of several things, this is kind of what my life looked like for a very long period of time. I dealt with childhood traumas that led to undesirable circumstances and situations very early in my life. I played a really bad truth or dare game that landed in teenage pregnancy. In my early adult life, I dealt with alcohol abuse because it was the only thing that numbed the pain. A 20-year marriage that ended in divorce. Career acceleration. I was the senior vice president of a very profitable acquisition company, only to find myself unemployed. Severed friendships, like real friendships, because after divorce, everybody has to choose a side, right? Church hurt. Ooh, that hit some of y'all, didn't it? Because who would think that evil lies on the inside of the church? Family drama. Have I landed on your row yet? Is anybody with me? Are you okay? Family drama. There was some of that too. Public humiliation, guilt, shame. And as early as last year, or as recent as last year, I dealt with cancer. Have you ever been broken? I can say that dealing with brokenness most of my life. So from this lens, this is a good sum total of my life. And I didn't have to go far to get these questions, because these were questions that I was asking myself as I navigated this perplexing journey of brokenness. Now, if you see those pictures up there on the screen, one of them at the most fit time of my life had ran a half marathon here in the Woodlands. I thought I was doing the darn thing, y'all. You couldn't tell me nothing. That was the result of 4 a.m. workouts with Bionic Fitness, Carrie Houston, right here. We meet in Market Street every morning, and we would hit it every single day. And I thought that I was doing amazing. That top picture there, you see me with 2 guys on both arms. That was in high school. I thought, again, I'm doing it. This is prom. I have 2 dates. Now, my mom is here. I only had 2 dates because she called their mom and asked their mom, could I ride with them? But you know what? Who cares how I got there, right? I don't know how my mom knew that they didn't have dates, but it worked out. Then you see me there in the green jacket. That's me in my office with the plate on the door that said Senior Vice President, where I was the only and youngest Black female in the company. Yeah, I was doing it. And then right there in front of the Mustang was the day that my husband and I decided after 20 years that we're going to try something different. See, brokenness doesn't have a look, because in each one of those pictures, I'm broken on the inside. So you can't look at someone and say, oh, you must be dealing with brokenness, because it doesn't have a look. Brokenness looks like a smile on your face. Brokenness looks like being in the right place and doing all the right things. I was broken. All of these things that happened during my adult life acquainted me with brokenness, but brokenness really started right here. This was the most broken. Let's go back to that truth or dare game. This is my 15-year-old self holding my almost 1-year-old son. I was in the 10th grade, the most broken that I had been. See, I was a bit of an awkward teenager. I wasn't the popular girl. I wasn't the pretty girl. I was actually the little fat girl whose mom worked in the front office, whose dad was a minister, that didn't have very many friends. So one summer, and I'm gonna make this story short, but one summer, while my mom was at work and we should have been doing the chores that she left for us, we decided to play a truth or dare game in the front yard of our house. And again, remembering that I wasn't the popular girl, when I was asked to participate in this truth or dare game with some older friends, I thought, I'm being chosen. They're picking me. They're asking me to come play. Of course, I said, yes, I want to play. So as the truth or dare game took place, they spin the bottle. The bottle points towards one of the guys in the group, and they all kind of look at each other, because I think everyone in the group knew what was going to happen except me. They all looked at each other and he said, dare. And they said, who do you want to dare? And back home, I was called Nina. He said, Nina. And so I was like, he's going to dare me to do something. I'm going to do whatever he says, because he's older. He was visiting town for the summer. He was kind of cute. So yeah, I'm all in. And he said, I dare you to do it. And I thought, do what? And he said, do it. Well, everyone knew what the it was except me. So I said, okay, where are we going to go do it? And he goes, well, let's just go in there. And I was like, okay. I remember the day like it was yesterday. It was August 20th, 1990. Ask me how I know, because MC Hammer was on Oprah Winfrey and it was playing on the TV. I watched the entire intro as MC Hammer danced into You Can't Touch This. Yeah, so that's about how exciting that experience was going for me. He did it, and we went on back about our lives, continued to play the game. Only 6 months later did I find out that I was pregnant, and did not realize that I was pregnant. My body did not respond as most pregnant women's body would, because it was not equipped for that. But we went on, found out I was pregnant, and I decided to keep my baby. But this was brokenness, and the most broken that I'd ever been. On my journey of brokenness, it carried into my adult life. So I knew what it looked like when it showed up. But at one point, I decided I need help. I need help in this brokenness. I'm tired of being broken. Because if you don't fix something, it just shows up in other areas of your life, masked and looking a little bit different. But it never goes away. It just keeps showing up. So I needed something. I was searching. I just wanted someone to give me an answer. I wanted someone to give me a remedy. I wanted someone to give me a strategy to get out of the cycle of brokenness. So on this journey, God sent someone my way. She was the most unlikely person at the most unlikely time in the most unlikely way. She said to me, Shaundra, your journey out of brokenness will be the survival guide that leads others out of theirs. I see you in your future and you look beautiful. Ooh. Even now when I say it, I get goosebumps. That the most unlikely person came out of nowhere to answer the questions that I was having and the desire to get out of brokenness. So I don't know if this is you. I don't know if this resonates with you or not. But on today, I feel like God has sent the most unlikely person at the most unlikely time to give you a message to say that this is the last day that you will deal with brokenness. Woo. I see you. I can see through your cracks. I can see through the crevices. And today is the day that we begin to mend your brokenness. I can stand confidently on the title of this presentation being The Beauty of Brokenness, because there really is beauty in your brokenness. There's an old saying that I've heard all of my life that said, you don't look like what you've been through. Anybody heard that one? You don't look like what you've been through. And then there was another one that says, you went through the fire, but you do not even smell like smoke. How about that one? I've been through the fire, but I do not smell like smoke. Another reason that I can stand firmly on this is because one of my favorite books says it like this. It says, it was good that I was afflicted, that I might learn thy decrees. That's what one of my favorite books say. This passage suggests that affliction, or something that causes pain, which is also brokenness, can be good for us. So I know what you're thinking. Oh, Shaundra, how can brokenness be good for me? I know it's kind of a thought that's a little different, but I want you to just kind of go with me for a minute. Is that okay? Will you walk with me for just a minute? All right. Think about it. Brokenness can be beautiful. Brokenness taught me a lot, and it taught me a whole lot. But I'm going to share 3 things with you today that brokenness taught me. The first one is that there is brilliance to brokenness. Now, you might say, Shaundra, how can there be brilliance to brokenness? The wounds of brokenness taught me that 2 things can be true at the same time. Okay? 2 things can be true at the same time. What do you mean, Shaundra? I'm glad you asked. According to the 12 universal laws of manifestation, the 11th law is the law of polarity. Everyone say the law of polarity. The law of polarity states that there is an opposite for everything in our world. It's what creates balance in the universe. We have to have it. So if I was able to deal in brokenness, according to the law, I'm also able to deal in wholeness, and they both exist at the same time. Oh, I'm gonna say it one more time because y'all didn't clap right there, because I thought that would have been a good place to clap. Like in my notes, I said pause for reaction. Okay, there you go. That 2 things can be good, can be true at the same time. I can be broken, but I can also be whole. There you go. So I'm experienced brokenness. The brokenness brought about a brilliance. And when I say brilliance, I mean brilliance as in light. Brokenness brought about a brilliance. I say this in all humbleness, but I have an intense brightness called light that cannot be hidden. It cannot be tucked away in the darkness, because brokenness illuminated passion and purpose within me that shines bright wherever I go. If you're struggling, know that it's only temporary, because breakthrough is coming. It's a law. If you're sad, you got to know that it's only temporary, because joy is coming. It's a law. If you're feeling defeated, anyone came in the room feeling defeated today? If you came here feeling defeated, victory is coming. And you know why? Because it's a law. 2 things can be true at the same time. And if this law is not enough to convince you of what I've been saying, my favorite book also says that all things work together for my good. That means every single little thing that's happening in my life somewhere down the line results in good. I know you might be saying, Shaundra, how in the world is that so? I challenge you tonight to go back and think about some of the bad moments in life and then say, you know what? That moment taught me something. I learned something from that. There may have been business deals that you didn't understand why they didn't go the way that you wanted them to go. And then later down the line, you're like, whew, I'm glad that didn't go that way. That would have been a mess. Yeah, that's what it means when it says all things work together for my good. There was another benefit of brokenness. The rest of that passage said that I might learn their decrees. So when you learn something, what I learned from brokenness created a burning passion on the inside of me that said no one else will have to go through life broken because I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to tell other people that you can heal. You can come out of brokenness. The missing pieces, the broken pieces can be repaired. One of the benefits of brokenness is that I developed a habit of being grateful. Gratitude. I developed a habit of being grateful. I had gratitude as a deep appreciation for the things in life, even if I don't understand it. I've learned to say that even in this uncomfortable situation, I'm going to be grateful. I'm going to say thank you. And that is really hard to say thank you when you're in the middle of something. I couldn't have been at 15 pregnant and sitting there. I know I wasn't saying thank you for this moment because my mama made me get a job and all the responsibilities that came along with it. And she warned me, you did it one time, it was a mistake, you do it again, it was on purpose. So imagine, I wasn't sitting in 15, 16, 17 being grateful for that opportunity. But as life continued, I learned that gratitude is the best remedy. It is a benefit of brokenness. I've learned to be grateful when someone leaves. I've learned to be grateful when someone shows up. I've learned to be grateful when I didn't have it. I've learned to be grateful when it shows up. I've learned to be grateful when the business deal didn't go the way I wanted it to. And I've learned to be grateful for the overflow because brokenness taught me to be grateful. And here's the last one. It's the blessing. The blessing. Now you say, Shaundra, what is a blessing? I'm glad that you asked. The blessing of being pregnant at 15, choosing to keep my baby and not abort him, is the joy of watching him grow into an amazing man. Watching him meet the love of his life and get married. Watching them bring two amazing kids into the earth. At 49, I'm the grandmother of two amazing littles. We celebrated Jack's birthday last week, and yesterday he turned 4. And when I look at my son, I think, wow, what a blessing. What a blessing he is to my life. And that blessing came out of brokenness. Amen. I had to fight my way out. I had to fight my way out. And after today, I hope that you have a reason to fight your way out of brokenness. I hope that when you leave here today, brokenness ends today. As I share with you, as I come to the close of this, I want to share with you an ancient Japanese art form called kintsugi. You repeat after me, say kintsugi. Kintsugi, this is an art of repairing broken pottery by gluing the pieces back together with Japanese lacquer called uroshi. After the lacquer has been used to repair the piece of pottery, Then the cracks are decorated with gold powder. And the broken pieces of the pottery are repaired, and then it's presented and sold as an exquisite, unique piece of art. And it is beautiful. People pay a lot of money for it, but it started in a million little pieces all over the floor. So today, the broken pieces of your life are being picked up and they're being put back together. And I wish you could see what I see from the stage. I wish you could see your face. When I stood here, I told you that I could see the broken, fractured pieces of the room. But just as I saw the broken, fractured pieces of the room, I also see some beautiful pottery coming back together. I see the beauty that's in the room from brokenness. I see the beauty in your life that is being presented back to the world as an exquisite piece of artwork. I don't know about you, but I think that I am an exquisite piece of work. The tears that I see and I feel on my own face, it just washes a clean slate so that beauty can emerge. I hope today that as I have spoken to you, that my words rest on your heart as gold powder, as the powder that makes everything come together. And lastly, I want you to know that more than anything, God heals the brokenhearted and he binds all of your wounds because there is beauty in brokenness. Thank you.